Oh my goodness, man, I was raging. But anyway, let's no longer rage. Oh my
Well,
wait,
you get to calm down.
we still gonna rage.
About to
Still gonna rage. We still gonna rage. This is the next game.
The AM Sideline Report, where you go to crew. Touchdowns and tackles, we give you the view. Huddle up, football fans, this show's for you. From the pregame hype to the final whistle, true.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to AM Sideline Report. I'm your co-host Marcus, and with me, as always,
Arnold.
And
for Marcus.
But yeah, episode 12, we have a
Yep.
big episode. A couple of topics to discuss regarding NFL news. Nothing at the moment, unfortunately, for Greenland, South Africa. The last we spoke about them was the
Pirates.
Pirates.
SA game. SA against Baltimore Rams on the 10th of Jan. So
which the training's actually happening tomorrow as we're filming.
in Stellenbosch.
Yeah, in Stellenbosch. Yeah. So the time this gets out has already been that's the so
Yeah.
it's nothing really else to bring up for.
Yeah, possibly that's. I know there was discussion of a third tryout that would take place in the Vol. No dates or times announced yet, but that will be announced in an upcoming episode as and when we know something.
Yeah, as soon as we find out something, we'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, quite a bit to talk about NFL news, but obviously game coverage. I have a little question for you, just for out of curiosity, what you think.
Yeah, and then predictions.
Obviously, our predictions.
Average previous predictions. Yeah, I'd rather avoid that. But
Yeah, you had a very good week, didn't you?
so great, but it's so great.
But cool, let's kick off with some NFL news. Starting off, Russell Wilson, QB from the New York Giants, has been benched from week 4 going forward.
Yeah, indeterminate amount of time at the moment. I think the Giants are looking pretty much scrambling at this point for to do anything really. So yeah, it's kind of touch and go. I think at the moment they're trying alternative options, which is
Jaxson Dart. So
rookie QB.
Yeah, rookie QB and current backup, but now he will be starting. So Brian Daboll actually came out, said he had a little private conversation between Jaxson and Russell.
Yeah.
And he said he's going to keep that conversation private. He's not going to release any statements. But he said it's his decision and Jaxson will be starting going forward for now.
Yeah. I mean, looking at Russell, Wilson's had quite a game. I mean, like he was in the top top QBs at least
for passing
yards at least in the first 2 weeks of the game. I didn't check the updated stats.
I checked early on. I can't remember exactly, but he dropped down to I think like 4th, 5th, maybe 6th.
So I mean, in terms of passing yards, he's actually he hasn't been doing bad.
Yeah.
I mean, the team as an overall, I'd say the offensive unit hasn't gelled well. That they're struggling, and I mean, they had their surprise run. I want to say in week 2. Was week 2?
Yeah, week 2. Cowboys. And it was a very, very close game. They actually lost it for themselves, like we said. They should have won that game, and if they did, I don't think they would have been benching Russell at the moment because he was throwing some brilliant throws in that game.
Yeah, I mean,
played very well.
Yeah, he did, but I think the reliability on the QB and
compete from week 1 to week 2 was,
and then week 2 to week 3. Yeah, there's large swings. It's unstable. You need somebody with great leadership and the ability to actually move the chains forward. We were talking earlier outside, but in relation to different QB, Jordan Love specifically, the Packers, similar kind of problems there. Generally, you can go for the glory shots, but when there's the safe option, save the chains. Yeah, take the safe option. Keep that reliability. Keep moving forward. You don't have to have a 40-yard pass kind of thing to get it down. You take 3 downs to get that pass. Versus taking 2. Versus that consistent drive going downfield. it wears the defense down. There's advantages to doing that as well. And also at your third down kind of point, you miss. All of a sudden you're on fourth and you're going for the punt or interception, whatever kind of thing. Yeah, that's a big. That was a big problem.
Yeah, that was a massive, I won't say issue for him because it happened once, essentially in that game.
Yeah,
but it was a crucial interception in that fourth down conversion. In overtime.
Yeah.
In OT. Oh yeah, Love was fourth quarter.
Yeah, sorry.
Back to Russell. Sorry.
No. Yeah. But yeah, it's again, it's reliability, and then being consistent. Again, looking at someone like Josh Allen from the Bulls. You don't need to have those big plays. Those consistent drive downfield, get the points on the board, and you're golden. The experience of Allen and where that shows through is in those clutch moments where you actually really need to step up and come out. You can make those calls and do. That's when those types of that's what you're getting evaluated at the upper levels of your trade. Right now, you just need to be consistent, get the ball, get the points on the board.
And Josh was very good at that.
Yeah, and that's what he does. Moves the ball downfield, gets the points on the board, and then when the time comes that he needs to step up, he can make those plays. I think everybody looks to the potential MVPs and the contenders, for the let's call it the better quarterbacks or the more experienced quarterbacks, and is trying to replicate their clutch moments, thinking that that's what makes them great. Yeah, it's not. It's that consistency, and then being able to execute in those clutch moments or in those high intense pressure moments. But that comes with experience. And in a large number of cases, you're not going to be in those high pressure moments if you've got the points on the board and the rest of your team's performing. Keep to the simple stuff.
Exactly. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 100% clear. That is very true. But yeah, that's the first topic. Moving on to the second topic, which is Brock Purdy ready to return? ? So yeah, Brock Purdy, as we said in a previous episode, I think it was previous episode.
Yeah,
he was out with a shoulder injury and turf toe apparently. But he was actually at Thursday's practice.
Yeah,
for the 49ers. He was actually asked by one of the publications, like, "Hey man, how you doing?" kind of thing. And he actually said, let me just get his quote here. And I quote, "It's been good. I really like where I'm at. The progress with the healing up and feeling better and dropping back and throwing. And I like where I'm at. After being asked if you've been playing Sunday, he said, we will see. I like where I'm at and I'm feeling a lot better."
Yeah. So now the question comes up. Mac Jones, Brock Purdy.
Yeah, Mac has been performing. Last week he didn't really perform that well.
Yeah,
I think I would probably fall back on Brock Purdy. Well, so maybe give him a week or two extra just to.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is okay. He's coming off an injury, potentially still or playing through injury. Like he might not be fully healed up and fully rested. If he does play, there's also the concern of, if he does play, he's been out for a couple of weeks or a couple of sessions. He was at Thursday's practice. Yeah, great, but he's missed the last couple of weeks of practice. So there's he's still gonna want to get back into the game. Yeah. Mac, he stepped up. He kept the level. Potentially not exactly. He's a backup. He's a backup QB. He's not. He's definitely not a starting QB.
Go at the Patriots, that's for sure.
True that. But he has at least had 2 games in the last 2 weeks. He has at least played, and I mean he did really well, and then maybe not so great, but he he has at least been playing. Whereas, Purdy coming off the injury and potentially still being injured and also missing practices and things like that, it's difficult to judge where his skill level is at this moment.
Stage, yeah.
And
So that's a good actually injure himself even more.
but yeah,
His turf toe could be feeling better, but as soon as he step on the field after the first quarter, oh crap.
and potentially also keeping his shoulder, safe.
One wrong tackle, one wrong sack.
Exactly, yeah. Oh shit, there's one of the rushes comes around the side, blind side. He's falling. It's like first thing he's probably going to react to is keeping his shoulders safe. Whatever happens to the ball is whatever happens to it, which potential for fumbles and turnovers and that type of thing. So I'd probably like for him to go a full week of practice. Actually feel not just, well, I'm good, I'm feeling better, but
Make sure
I'm actually great. Like I can do this now.
come back maybe week 6, week 7 maybe.
I mean, if he's feeling like that next week, by all means, come back. Work through practice, work through your drills. Feel what a full strain, like a full week of strain is, because that's what you're going to be putting yourself through on game day. So it's for me. It's the debate. Well, which one do you go with? Purdy, who's potentially still injured and maybe not feeling 100%. And also on game day, maybe not 100% in the game.
Especially mentally was now
versus Jones, who's maybe not that great, but he's at least healthy.
Still performing a little bit, still winning games. They're still 3-0 at the moment.
They are.
Week 2 he had a good game. Week 3, not so good. We'll get into that.
And I mean, two of those wins coming from Jones, as a starting QB, and seeing them through that. So, it's debatable. I'd like to see what Purdy brings back, and I'd like to see Purdy on the field again. But at the same time, like for this game, you've also got to keep play. You kind of want the players to make it through the rest of the season. You've got 18 weeks of the season. We're in week 4. We're starting in 4.
14 weeks minus postseason. So
so you kind of want to keep your players as healthy as possible. And I mean, there's already been a number of injuries. Big names going on. Yeah.
Ooh, maybe what they should do is look at the schedule, see who is possibly the next easiest game. Like, who's the next Panthers that's coming up, kind of thing. Let him rest until then. Let him practice, but not actually play. And once that game kicks off, give him an easy game just to get his bearings back.
Yeah, I hear that, but at the same time, your more difficult games, you kind of want your star QB there. So, potentially, Purdy injured is at that level. Mac at his best is like at that level. You rather go with
That's fair.
kind of thing. This guy can only get better, right? This guy is kind of reaching a cap.
No, that's true. Yeah.
So it depends. In my mind though, I'd
Go, buddy.
I'd like to see Purdy, but I think Mac is probably the better option for this week. Depending on how things go next week, by all means, bring Purdy back. Let them go all out. Let's see where he brings back. But for this game this week,
just leave Mac Jones there.
I'd probably leave Mac in. And if you can get pretty far ahead, you 14 points up,
Maybe you just bring guys around that or something.
Bring Purdy back in, let him go wild. If you lose a touchdown or two, who cares? You already,
Or maybe see how he feels, put him in the first quarter, and then even the rest. Let Mac just take over.
Or on the other hand, you kind of
it's more getting even more injury.
And also then pulling back on, or letting the opposition get too far ahead. and then Max playing catch up and doesn't do well in those types of situations. So he's something
historically speaking,
yeah.
But that thing goes down to 49ers defenses.
Yeah,
but they should be holding their points off.
Yeah, but I like the 49ers defense at the moment. You know, again, I think we mentioned last week, you know, going from strength to strength. Didn't
you say last week? I think they
they were sixth overall in defensive rankings, but that was after 2 weeks. So the third week, after last week's games, I haven't checked, I haven't updated the stats on my side. So yeah,
sweet then. But that was all the news for NFL. Just a little news. But just moving on to a post I saw. I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw a post and I thought, okay, cool. Actually, I have maybe a question for you. Still deciding my answer as well. But the post I saw was the last time each team won the Super Bowl. Okay, so just run it through quickly. Eagles 2005.
2005. Not 2005.
Sorry. Eagles 2025. Chiefs 2024. Rams 2022. Bucks 2021. Patriots 2019. Broncos 2016. Seahawks 2014. Ravens 2013. Giants 2012. Packers 2011. Saints 2010. Steelers 2009. Colts 2007. Cowboys 1996. 49ers 1995. Commanders, which was Redskins back then, 1992. Bears 1986. Raiders 1984. Dolphins 1974. And Jets 1969.
Yeah, obviously skipping out the years where teams have already, or have like the Chiefs won 2024. That was the last time they won.
Yeah, this is all the last times they
won. 23, obviously they won that in 2020. They won, but that was, so we skipped over those years.
Okay, because this is the last times they won, So Chiefs last time was 2024.
So
the teams that have not won the Super Bowl is Vikings, Lions, Chargers, Texans, Jaguars, Browns, Cardinals, Bengals, Falcons, Bulls, Titans, and Panthers.
Yes.
There's a lot of them. Okay, cool. So my question is, taken from this list of who has not won, who do you think would be possibly this year, possibly in the next couple of years? Who do you think will be the next person to win the Super Bowl coming from this list?
The next team to win the Super Bowl.
Look, did I say person?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Next year.
No, it's pretty. Look, I think the obvious one right now is potentially the Bulls.
Yeah. I would agree. Maybe Bulls, Lions.
Bulls probably stand or at least in my mind, stand a better chance contention-wise this year.
They could be this year.
Yeah. My concern for the Bulls though is if they don't make it this year, or they don't win this year, do they stand up to the same level that they've been playing at over the last 2-3 years? Call it, I'd say 2 years, maybe 3 years if you're pushing it. To at least be a contender or try and attempt to win it next year. Or do they start the slippery slope downward? Which inevitably happens. It's a natural thing. You can't be at the top.
Chiefs, huh?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, look, the Chiefs can only grease so many palms that before they also start having to report on financial losses and things.
I know the recorder picked that up because every time we cough, it kind of cuts it out. So I don't know if it actually picked up.
Okay,
but I said Chiefs when I coughed.
Yes. We all know why.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah. So Bulls for me would be probably the likely next contender, but more so because I think they're a contender this year.
Yeah, they're performing really well this year.
Yeah,
they performed well last year. They performed well the year before. Last year, the only reason why they didn't get to the Super Bowl was because of the damn Chiefs.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the Zebras.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the Chiefs. It's you're running 15 players on the field. I mean, kind of,
no, that's fair.
But yeah, so again, my concern is just more what happens if they don't make it this year and potentially like next year.
Do they just?
I think their long-term trajectory, like that, there's the inevitable downward slope. So yeah, it's a bit more of a they either win it this year, maybe potentially they've got a shot next year, or a reattempt. But I think after that, it's like we've kind of seen the end of the Bolts. So if they haven't won in the next 2 years, in my mind anyway,
most likely going to
probably it's not going to happen soon. In saying that, probably my next. I mean, the Lions stand a chance. They were close last year.
Yeah.
I don't think they're at the same.
Yeah, they're not at the same level as the Bulls at the moment.
Yeah, but I also don't think they're at the same levels as the Lions of 2024. I think they're coming back, and they're showing
last 2 weeks. It's showing that they could possibly be coming back as the Lions of old.
Yes. But can they sustain that? And okay, cool. They had a resurgence, and they moving in the right direction. But like I remember the Lions of going back to call it the early 2020s. Where it was just after the Goff the Goff trade. Where they brought Goff in, I think it was 2019, if I remember correctly, somewhere around there, 2019, 2020. The year or two after that, the Lions were up and down. They'd be going really well, and you think, oh wow, the Lions are coming back, they're playing really strong, and then they go through like a 3 or 4 game dip where there's just nothing. There's nothing there, and you're like, come on, Lions, and okay, and then all of a sudden they're back up, and like
23, 2024.
Yeah, kind of. And that sort of tended to project, I think, or continue through the years. I think it was last year when the Lions started off really strong, and you were like, yeah, the Lions, this is the year of the Lions. And I still said to you, wait for that turning point where they drop off, and then they'll come back after 3 or 4 games and then drop off again.
But that drop happened in the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay.
There was no coming back on.
Yeah. But for regular season anyway, they never had that drop. So for the Lions, for me, is more a question of is this the Lions of 3-4 years ago, or is this we started bad, but we're actually we're still at the level that we were at last season, and that's the question. So time for me will be the deciding factor of that. Again, also, if they do make it this year, or let me say rather, if they don't win the Super Bowl this year, and again, like the Bulls, potentially next year, what happens to the Lions? So those, maybe those two are potentially the contenders that I'd say that probably have the most likelihood, at least in the next 2 years, potentially of taking it. After that, I'd actually
Hands up. Don't know. Maybe Vikings.
I don't know. I'd actually like to say like the Chargers, for instance, potentially have a thing. At this point, they're a strong contender, but they haven't made a Super Bowl run yet. Or they haven't shown they're building for a Super Bowl. They're kind of hanging around there, kind of thing. Just sitting there, minding their business, kind of thing. Kind of thing. They're minding their business, and depending on when they decide to make that run, for Super Bowl, I think they can actually be a
really strong contender.
For that. So
because they also 3-0 so far.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that's just as well. Who knows? But for the next Super Bowl winner of that list, those would be my 3.
Yeah. No, that's 100% fair. Yeah. I was gonna say Bulls, possibly Lions. I didn't think about Chargers, but you made a very good point about the Chargers.
Yeah. I mean, Vikings are there, but Vikings for me are still on like more of a rebuild.
Yeah. They're currently on a backup QB at the moment as well.
Yeah. I mean, McCarthy still needs to show his caliber. I think the rest of the team potentially has a good standing. I don't think they're at the level that they need to be. There's still work to be done on both sides of the Vikings division or team kind of side of things. Just to create that little bit extra that actually pushes him forward. So potentially maybe a year or two from now. But I think looking at QB wise, there's still quite a bit of experience that's needed there, and I don't think he's necessarily at that point. So I think the Vikings anyway would hold off until they've got a strong offense, like really, really experienced, really in the grits kind of things, kind of QB. And McCarthy, if McCarthy is that QB, he's gonna, it'll be a couple of years, I think, before he's at that level. And so, I mean, for me, trying to make a Super Bowl run now, or at least in the next 2-3 years, for the Vikings wouldn't be the wisest.
It's actually keep Carlson Wentz on at the moment. See how he performs in the next couple of games, and maybe even drop JJ to the bench and Wentz go.
But I think the problem anyway in that regard is, if you're looking at the Vikings, Wentz can throw. It's not, but I don't think he's at the level that they need a QB to be as strong as what they need to be.
That was a confusing sentence, but I understood what you meant.
Yeah. So when Wentz is a decent QB, he'll throw. He'll make the plays as needed, but he's not the leader that they need on the offensive side of the ball, to actually put like massive or put fear into the other team that whoopsies, we actually need to step up our game because we're against the Vikings. Like, they're looking at the rest of the units, kind of going, okay, we'll go watch that guy. Yeah, we're not worried. We're not too worried about him, kind of thing. So for me, building up the Vikings a little bit, it's going to take a little while. You kind of really need. We've discussed this before as well. I mean, you really need all the right pieces in the right place at the right time in order to make that Super Bowl run and actually
all stuff need to be aligned.
Yeah. So for me, it's a Vikings are a difficult call. I wouldn't add them in there. And then looking at the others, I mean, Brown did a ton of work.
Cardinals, Texans, Jaguars.
They also
Bengals, Falcons.
Falcons are like out the picture for the foreseeable future because the next like at least 5 to 10 years.
Panthers as well.
Yeah, I mean, Panthers can actually grow. I think they, if they draft nicely over the next, I'd say 2 to 3 years, in about 5-6 years, maybe they can have their tools and might potentially have a run. But then again, I mean, at 5 to 6 years is a long time from now. It's 5-6 seasons. A lot can change in the other team. So it's always the toss up.
Yeah, no, that's right.
But so my top 3 would be, pretty much Bulls, Lions, Chargers. Yes. And I'd say probably again, if the Bulls and the Lions can't make it, or the Bulls don't make it this year, be concerned about them next year potentially making it. Lions maybe might still have another year or two potential in them. Further than that, outside those two, Chargers for me is the next most likely pick of those.
Besides the other ones, just continuously winning.
Yeah. I mean, looking at those teams, I'd say of the teams that have never won a Super Bowl, which teams are likely to which of those are I'd say probably Chargers is my number one, just for the thing, but they haven't made a Super Bowl run yet. But Bulls is the current strongest contender, also for this year.
Yeah, definitely they're by far the strongest contender at the moment.
Let's select them as number one in my power.
As I have them stuff. But cool beans. Let's move over to some game coverage for week 3.
Yeah.
So game 1.
Those games,
Close games, man. Close games. There was a couple of bangers in between, some high scoring games. But game 1 was the Buffalo Bills versus Miami Dolphins, and the Bulls beat the Dolphins 31-21.
Yeah, that was a neck and neck game.
Holy crap!
Most of the game.
That was shockingly close. Yeah, the final score doesn't look that close, 10-point difference, but at halftime they were 14-14.
Yeah.
Third quarter they were 21-21.
Yeah.
That was surprisingly close.
Yeah, look, I mean, again, I said previously as well, I think the Bulls are, you don't have to come out and win by,
you don't come out and win.
Yeah.
You're playing a weaker team, you don't have to put on your best performance.
I will say, I think they were surprised by the Dolphins. We were.
It was too.
Yeah. So I think they came in potentially expecting an easier game. Didn't necessarily need to, or thought they didn't necessarily need to do much, and then by third quarter, actually, we haven't really done quite enough yet. And that's again, Allen coming out. I think putting the ball down, pushing it downfield, driving through in the last quarter, getting the additional points in. So the final score doesn't reflect the close of the game. But then again, as well, like if you find you're struggling early on, surely you're trying to, do that to get a bit more comfortable in the rest of the at least for the rest of the game.
Because being tied in the third quarter with the Dolphins, that's insane. But that last points actually came from another two interception.
Yeah, I mean,
Dobbin throwing a interception in the last 3 minutes.
Dolphins dropping the ball yet again. I mean, what's surprising, it's I don't know where the Dolphins are at the moment. Bottom of the league, apparently. Kind of. But what do we expect from Dolphins at the moment? I mean, look, I actually just had a thought. Going back to last season, Phil is out for a good couple of games. And I think he was actually recommended, if I remember correctly, speaking under correction, but if I remember, he was actually recommended to not rejoin the Dolphins to retire.
Yeah. That silly concussion.
If he absolutely felt the need to, it was doctor recommendations. So I think he's at the point where if he gets another concussion, there's potential long-term damage and he will be forced to retire.
Yeah.
So rather than potentially mess up, his
the rest of your life,
exactly. Those recommendations, and he ignored all of them, and so he came out saying no, he's there for the Dolphins, and he wants to throw, and so no wearing special helmets, no safety things. He's going to play, and I'm wondering if maybe there's not like a long-term,
some sort of effect,
not necessarily from the concussions, but in terms of the recommendations and you've got to be careful, kind of. So the hype of the season passes, you go into the off season, you actually start weighing the ramifications of what you actually got told, and it's like, ooh, actually maybe I need to be more careful, and so now he's maybe not exactly where he should be.
He's not the Tua of old, man.
Yeah,
he's playing a different kind of game now.
Yeah, but I mean, also, the rest. It's not just Tua.
It's the rest in general.
Yeah, the rest of the squad is. I don't know.
Rika's doing well. HN is doing well.
HN's doing pretty well. I mean, to be honest, I don't know where Hill is. Hill doesn't seem to have been doing much this season.
Game against the Patriots, he was all over the field.
Tua just couldn't get him the ball. But that's the problem, right? What you'd expect from a top tier or top caliber receiver is that they find the space. Yes, you've got 2 rounds, right? But if you notice your QB in trouble, your QB can't find space, you adjust for it. You recognize the situation, and you can adapt and adjust and make the space.
Yeah.
If you're just running your plain old route and
Okay, they're waiting for the ball to come.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't be in the league. That's or you're not. That's not Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
At least Tyreek Hill from
Chiefs.
yeah. So I don't know what's happening with the Dolphins, but it's like something the ball just dropped and they go like they're like, me, I don't care. We're just here. We'll get our pay at the end of the day. Pitch up, look around.
Yeah, they are a completely different team at the moment.
Yeah.
Definitely. But cool, moving over to the next game, which was the Minnesota Vikings versus the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Vikings destroyed the Bengals 48-10. The battle of the backups, man.
Yeah, backup bowl.
The backup bowl. Battle of the backups, and Carson Wentz just destroyed. The entire Vikings team just destroyed the Bengals, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, Jake Browning, again, I actually had high hopes for Browning. Previous episode, I was singing his praises, and I actually thought he would do pretty well. I had high hopes for him. Like, I mean, he saved the Bengals in week 3. In week 2. I thought this was going to be, a Browning. Like, I didn't have much hope in Wentz. To be honest. And I thought, well, Browning's gonna be the savior of the Bengals. Gonna show a bit more consistency, is what I thought of Burrow. I liked Browning for the role, and I mean, come on, like the number of interceptions thrown. It was.
I think he threw 3 interceptions in that game again.
Yeah, but it was 3 in week 2 as well. And I just I brought that aside to nose, and like, okay, coming out and you're having to follow up, and and not having really been in the game so much. I think his first interception in week 2 was I think he said 2 throws after the 2 passes after he came on the field. That's like great to the opposition. It's like, where was that ball go?
But no, he actually threw 2 interceptions. Okay.
Yeah. So but I mean, just the mistakes.
The entire Bengals team made.
Yeah. And, okay. Again, I mean, I can't just blame Browning. It wasn't just him. The Bengals just weren't structured, if I can put it that way. It just didn't look like the Bengals.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Vikings just causing fumbles. They absolutely controlled that. They controlled that game throughout the entire game. Right? The Bengals had very little going for them. I think in that game, allowing the Vikings to like pretty much walk all over.
Yeah. And also giving away 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Isaiah Rodgers, 87-yard pick 6 interception, touchdown,
ran down the sideline. And you think, oh man, come on, like,
and then him again, 66-yard fumble return. Yeah. They were just giving touchdowns. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. Everybody gets a touchdown.
It's like Oprah up in this place,
Oprah up in this bitch. Yeah, that was just insane, man.
Yeah, no, it was a terrible game to watch. Look, it was, if you're a Vikings fan, by all means, there was a really great game to watch.
If you're a Bengals fan, you hug the shower wall. We had the water run.
Yeah. Also, just watching like if you watch the game, it's not entertaining, if I can put it that way. It is. It is. But it's lessons on the Bengals, like what not to do. Like it's cringy. Yeah. And it's like, well,
You've really just seen that?
Yeah. Why?
Yeah. Oh, I was feeling the same with the Patriots.
I guess we'll get to the Patriots now.
So the next game was the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Houston Texans, and the Jaguars beat the Texans 17-10.
Yeah. One of those games. Texans disappointed me much this season, so whatever. Just go for it. Like, see, I don't know what you do, my guy.
Yeah.
Anyways.
He had I won't say a great season or good season. He had a decent season last season.
No, he flashed really well. And now it was, hey, the Texans are actually they're on fire. The Texans. I mean, like, who's not talking about the Texans? And this season they've kind of melted away off the side.
Who's talking about the Texans?
Unless it's how bad they're doing.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Moving on to the next game, which was the Tennessee Titans versus the Indianapolis Colts. And the Colts also destroying the Titans 41-20.
Yeah, I don't think that was a surprise.
Yeah. Colts is literally bottom of the NFL standings at the moment. So,
yeah, but
not surprising at all.
Yeah, I like the Colts, man. The Colts for me have come out, and I don't know, this season there's something about the Colts. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's something happening at the Colts, and I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I'm hoping this season is the start of like a big resurgence of the Colts.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, if we're talking about the horses, the horse teams, I'd prefer the Broncos to be doing better.
Yeah.
But like, hey, I'm on board with the Colts as well. You know, go for it.
Colts is also on fire.
Yeah,
Colts is killing it at the moment, man. Daniel Jones is just being incredible. But cool. Then moving on to Washington Commanders versus Las Vegas Raiders, and another big scoring game. Commanders beating the Raiders 41-24.
Yeah. Again, Geno Smith and the boys at the Raiders kind of
not performing.
Yeah,
Brady it's not showing any influence on that side.
Yeah, I know there's been some dispute about his involvement, and because technically he's a commentator as well, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you're a partial owner of a team. You're involved in executive decisions, but you're also commentating, so you get like inside scoop kind of.
Yeah.
It almost feels a bit unflinching. Yeah. But yeah, so okay, excluding Brady's involvement. Yeah, look, I had high hopes for the Raiders picking up. Just not hasn't come about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one of the another games that we disagreed on.
Yeah,
I said Commanders and you said Raiders.
Yeah. But yeah, I think fine. The Raiders might come back. Potentially, you know, they might have a all rightish season, and I say all right being like, you know, maybe 5-6 to 11, you know, kind of thing at the end of the season. Not anywhere what I expected. Yeah. From them, and yeah, kind of a little disappointed in the Raiders. I don't think they're going to do particularly well.
Geno Smith also had a pretty decent season last season as well.
He was with the Seahawks, and I didn't credit him last. But not just that, I thought the Raiders were kind of like regrouping and maybe potentially picking up, but there's still issues. Clearly, there's still issues. But you know, I had hoped that they do at least maybe not make playoffs. I don't think I had them. I don't think that had that high hopes.
Yeah.
But I do also think they kind of. I thought they might have given it a shot. You know, try and push through. Look, we're probably not going to make it, but let's
see what we got.
Yeah, let's see what we got. If we make it, we throw parties because we met our stretch goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, to me it just feels like they not really. Yeah. They're not even going to meet a decent goal, kind of.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean,
they're probably gonna maybe win 7 games. If
I'll put them at 5, maybe topping out at 6. But yeah,
there's a possibility because now they 1-2 at the moment.
Yeah.
It's a lot of weeks left, but I don't see. Yeah, there's a lot of weeks left, but I don't see them all of a sudden and just start gunning there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the rest of their schedule looks like.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'd be surprised if they have easy games, or easy for them at least anyway. Games remaining. There'll be more divisional games, or their divisional games will still be there. I think they're on the division rankings at the moment. Yeah, so I mean, they're what? They're in there's still their divisional games, right? But I mean, in their division, AFC West, right? It's Broncos.
Yeah.
They're not taking the Broncos enough. But the Chiefs, I'd love for them to take the Chiefs, but I don't think they're taking the Chiefs. And then you've got the Chargers. Chargers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's at least another. They haven't played all of their divisional, their first round divisional games. So they're
second round.
Yeah. So I mean, there's 5, maybe, at least 4 or 5 divisional games of those 18 that they're definitely not taking. And then I mean, the rest of their games, I mean, it's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. But they currently second in their division. They're above Broncos and above Chiefs. But if they play against Broncos and play against Chiefs, they're going to be dropping down to loss.
Yeah.
They'll see them beating.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they beating. Yeah.
That's
that.
Yeah. Up with Chiefs, right?
Cool. Moving over to the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Los Angeles Rams. Almost said Las Vegas Rams. And this was actually a surprising game. Not the final score, but the outcome through in the game.
Yeah.
But the Eagles beat the Rams 33-26. At one point, I think again was also in the fourth quarter. Rams was ahead of the Eagles. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Super Bowl champions is about to lose their first game.
Yeah.
No. Jalen Hurts just came back and it's like, you know what, screw you boys.
That, if I remember correctly, was a blocked field goal that resulted in a blocked field goal by the Eagles on the Rams. That's prevented the Eagles, prevented the Rams from extending the lead, and then the actual block was picked up and I think run through for a touchdown.
Yeah, in the at the end of the game 0-0-0.
Yeah,
block field goal and ran through.
Yeah. And that's where the Eagles came through. I mean, perfectly executed. Not gonna lie. But yeah, it was a little bit tight, a little too tight for comfort for the Eagles. Yeah, they pulled out that stop at the end, but I think that was kind of luck of the door, right? Taking that at the end, but a win's a win.
Inch or a mile.
Yeah.
Where's our Coronas now?
Family.
Cool. Moving over to the most shocking game of this week. Holy crap. We did not predict this. I don't think I've seen anyone else predict this. The Carolina Panthers destroying the Atlanta Falcons 30-0.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Sylvester caught Tweety Bird.
Here we go. There's no more Tweety Bird, man.
Yeah, Kitty caught the bird.
This game was just Panthers performing great. Falcons not even showing up.
Yeah. But that's something that I kind of want to also, I mean, look, one can argue that, the Panthers forced to play, forced the problems on the Falcons. But at the same time, the Falcons have the skill and experience not to allow that to happen.
Yeah.
And similarly, if they had actually participated on, like instead of just standing on the damn field, actually came to play a game, things wouldn't have been that bad.
Yeah.
Like I can understand, like, bit of pressure, maybe things go a little bit wonky. It's not, and maybe the Falcons end up losing, but put some points on the board.
Yeah.
I mean, zero. Yeah.
Now that was bad, man. Because I got pretty like Penix throwing only 18 from 36 with 172 yards and 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
Which caused problems as well. One interception turning into an 11-yard pick six as well.
Yeah.
Also, that's giving away touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like even the
field goals.
Yeah, the kicker.
That's what was it? 2 field goals.
2 field goals. Yeah. That's 2 freaking field goals.
had the potential to put points on the board, and you missed them. I mean, why you got to the point of doing field goals against the Panthers, and getting blocked all the way downfield, that's another story. Actually, saying that, I do believe, if I remember correctly, there was rumors earlier this week about Cousins, or them potentially bringing back Cousins,
and benching Penny.
yeah, just try something up. Look, relying on Cousins, I think Cousins has had the end of last season wasn't great for him. Really, really bad. I don't know if that's the right move.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you look at games like this one, if you have to heat his chance. Yeah, at this point, he's a better option than running potential games like that.
Yeah, that was flexible for the Falcons.
At the same time, I don't know whether rolling out Cousins, fine, whatever. I mean, Cousins can have a brilliant game, but what happened? This is an 11-man side, times 2.
Yeah.
What happened to everybody else?
Yeah.
And you can have a brilliant QB on the field as an example. Where's the other 10 players? And on the other side, what happened to the other 11 players? Kind of thing.
Defensive and offensive, man.
Yeah, I mean,
my goodness.
Like you noted, Brian Young relying more on the rushing game.
Yeah.
Getting 2 rushing touchdowns, Rico Dowdle, and obviously Bryce Young himself running through a touchdown. But what happens to the Falcons?
Yeah.
Why
not stopping them?
Exactly. I mean, rush protection, rush prevention is it's not necessarily the greatest of the Falcons' strengths. And they can definitely do a lot of work on that side. But I mean, not letting. I mean, come on, if you're not showing up to the game, there's no way you're going to be able to stop anything. So, at that point, again, like I say, you can bring Josh Allen out to throw for you. You can bring anybody. Doesn't matter.
There's Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, bring them all out, right? Let them all have a round, like a throw or two.
Yeah,
and you can still suck because the rest of your team's not pulling out.
No, that's very, very fair. Very true. This game was just
that was disgusting.
Yeah, 100%. No disrespect to the Panthers.
Yeah, no, I mean they capitalized on it. What did them? I think they adjusted well. They tried a couple of things, and like I said, I mean, putting a bit of pressure on the Falcons, potentially that disrupted how the Falcons ended up playing, but the Falcons didn't show up anyway. So, okay, but going back to the actual comment, yes, I think the Panthers did well to capitalize on the situation, and I think put the win on the belts. It's a win.
At least they don't finish with a 0.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Good job, Panthers, man. But moving on to the most disgusting game of the week.
I mean,
New England Patriots versus Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Steelers beat the Patriots 21-14. Yeah. This game had me pulling my hair, had me throwing things against the wall. Holy crap, this game was
raging on the sideline.
I was raging from the sideline.
Yeah.
It was holy crap. Ramondre Stevenson fumbling twice.
Mm-hmm.
In the first quarter, fumbles the ball, gives the ball to the Steelers, which leads to a touchdown, putting them 7 up. Then, DK Metcalf, pass to DK Metcalf, Aaron Rodgers pass, not a touchdown. Okay, cool. Should have only been 7 up.
Yeah,
should have been 14. But okay, cool. Hunter Henry, brilliant, scoring 2 touchdowns. Good on him. Only 2 touchdowns because the rest was just disgusting.
Yeah.
Like I said to you, 7-minute drive from one point of the field to the other point of the field, 5 yards from the end zone, throwing interception in the end zone. What a waste of time. Holy crap. Ramondre Stevenson, rushing, jumps for the end zone. Oh, fumbles the ball. I'm about to smash things now. Again.
Yeah. But
What the hell?
Patriots losing that to themselves.
100%. 120%.
They lost by a touchdown, a converted touchdown.
It should have been 2 touchdowns up.
Yeah. Again, even just one of those touchdowns, interception,
Or Stevenson's ball mate.
Yeah. Would have brought the Steelers points down, pushing, and then also, the interception in the end zone. You could have won that by two touchdowns, 2 scores, kind of thing. It should have been an easy game at the end of the day. It should have been an easy game. I would have been happy to have lost that prediction. You picked the Patriots up against the Steelers. It should have been an easy game. It should have been the Patriots. Basic mistakes.
Yeah.
That completely unnecessary. Completely threw the game out. It's basically a loss because of the
stupidity.
Yeah.
That was just.
Yeah.
I don't have any Patriots stuff here because I was throwing out the window.
I'd like to give the Steelers credit for the win in a sense, but I can't because it wasn't really no. But I'm not even going to do that because it wasn't even a great game from them.
Yeah,
it was the Patriots,
a horrible game.
Yeah, the Patriots lost to themselves.
Yeah,
basic rookie mistakes.
Again, stupid things. Your running back should not be fumbling the ball.
Yeah. I get it if there's a hand like in the handoff.
Yeah.
Right. A bit of a slight miscommunication. Mistakes happen.
Yeah.
When you've got that ball,
that handoff fumble. Oh my goodness. How many times has it happened last season?
I remember. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Oh, such a mash thing set.
So that seems to be better at least so far. Yeah. But now it's when the ball's in your hands, you wrapping that thing up and you making sure that it ain't coming out because a lot of teams are focusing on trying to bring, defensively, like knock the ball out.
Yeah.
Cause the fumble and turn over the ball. It's kind of seen as a
defensive play.
Yeah, it's almost like expected now the defense to get the offense back on the field and push through or at least run back in kind of thing. Also in a way contributing to bring points on the board.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's been a lot of focus and a couple of teams in the off season, a lot of focus on actually like running draws, sort of punching the ball out and how to cause that fumble effectively. But when you've got the ball in your hands, you
fumble it yourself.
Yeah, that's.
Oh my goodness, man! I was raging. But anyway, let's no longer rage. Oh my! Wait,
you get to calm down.
We still gonna rage.
About to
gonna rage. We still gonna rage. The next game, Cleveland Browns versus the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah,
and that was a disgusting game as well.
Yeah, but that defense.
The Cleveland Browns beating the Green Bay Packers 13-10.
Okay, can I now say battle of the defenses, right? That entire game was which defense is going to top the other one.
Yeah.
Both defenses, both sides of the, both teams, both defensive units, lackluster kind of, not really getting out the gate. I get the injuries. Things happened. I think our left guard and our right tackle, or the left and right switching around.
And didn't read at all.
Jerry Reed. Also, look, we've got a problem at wide. Packers have a problem at wide receiver.
Yeah.
We have so many people out on injury that we're kind of like short on receivers. our running backs acting horse as a offshoot receiver kind of thing now because or trying to fill in a gap because we don't have players to pull that out. Tucker Kraft is gonna, tight end is probably gonna have the best season he's ever going to have because he's going to be used as already he's kind of up there in the rankings because we don't have anybody else. So
Tucker Kraft, you have no one, bro.
Yeah, look, I mean, again, like I say, I mean, Josh Jacobs is kind of receiving the ball in a number of plays, and the Packers are I think, doing well at trying to adjust and update plays and kind of try and get the ball forward. But yeah, we're missing the talent and skill of a good wide receiver. And so yeah, it's or at least a healthy wide receiver corp. That there's a problem. But yeah, so early in the game, we did lose two of our O-line, and I think we brought in I don't know who the Packers brought in, and look, I think it showed a lot of the a lot of the Love was sacked quite a number of times. It was 5, I think, 6, 5.
It was 5. I remember.
Yeah.
I'll make a note of that. I remember him being sacked. Yeah, Brown sacking Love 5 times.
Yeah. And I think a couple of basic mistakes on the front line, in that O line. But I think also again rookies, injuries being a problem.
Yeah.
So no excuses. It's things that you would have expected your rookies to be aware of. But then again, as well, it is what it is, right? Biggest problem is Love. Yeah, for me, in my mind. Again, mentioning earlier, but early in this discussion, Love is unreliable. It's going for those long plays, the glorious shots. It's you've got safe passes or safe measures supposed to do. Make that happen. Yes, that one's the 40-yard pass downfield. Great if the receiver catches it, but you've got like a 50-50 that's going to be intercepted.
Yeah.
Or missed, or you're going to overthrow because you're under pressure. It's or even underthrow it. You made 1 or 2 underthrows as well. But yeah, so there's a lot more to risk trying for those shots. When they work, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
But again, there's a huge amount of risk in there.
It's a 50-50.
Yeah, it's safe.
Yeah.
Here's a 7-yard gain.
Yeah.
You only have 3 yards then to run down, kind of thing, or push through. You get those 3 yards, short plays. Yeah. You basically back at first down again, 10 yards on, 11 yards on, whatever the case is. And then and just keep driving around. Look, I mean, the Browns defense played phenomenally.
Very, very well done.
You can see why they ranked they were ranked number 1 at least,
which is very surprising as well.
Yeah. When we get to predictions, I've got my my things there, but I mean that interception from Love came at the absolute worst possible time.
Dude, that was in the last 3 minutes of the game. I made that as well.
Yeah, it was, again, risky play, throw the ball out. There was absolutely no need to run that down, or to pass that.
Because I remember correctly, the score was 10-3 at that point. 3 interception, which led to the touchdown. Not a pick 6, but it led that drive down to the touchdown.
It turned over the ball and allowed the Browns to drive downfield and score. What's heartbreaking is that we ended up having to rely on that in the last minute to rely on that field goal, which was blocked, brilliantly blocked. brilliantly blocked. Yeah, that was
a Flash and Superman at the same time. He ran this way and just
yeah, that like holy shit. I'm watching the field goal, like McManus line up, he runs forward, kicks, and then all of a sudden there's people running like the opposite way, and I'm like, wait, where'd the ball go? Like I had to watch a replay, like, oh, there the ball bounced that way, kind of thing, like, you know, it got blocked, and I was like, wow, that next level. You know, I could actually see like, yeah, and literally I was like, yeah, what happened? Like, because you know, whistles are going like eventually, but like everybody's running that, you know, the opposite way. Yeah, like, so yeah. And in slow motion, he looks like he's running full pace in the hike.
that was a brilliant save.
Yeah, and
Loss.
Yeah, all we had to do is again, that interception was completely unnecessary. That led to needing that field goal to put us ahead. If we had got that field goal, we still had to keep the Browns off or from driving back down. But at least we would have been 16-3 or something. 13-3, yes. Yeah, you're right. So that would have been 13-3.
It would have been 13-6 at the end of it.
Well, yeah, assuming that they had have still gone and got into field goal range. Even if they have scored a touchdown at that point, you know, 40 seconds left of the entire game, you don't need to do much, right? But the worst possible, and they played the clock down. Packers played the clock down. They did what they needed to do to get that field goal on, so that they, you know, okay, cool. You know, this
whatever Allen got it, that's fine.
Yeah. Field goal gets blocked, and all of a sudden you're now in a problem. From all they have to do, all the Browns have to do is run downfield and get into field goal range, and all of a sudden you have we're right. That's exactly what they did. Yeah. So that initial interception led to a touchdown, which caused that reliance, and actually ultimately lost us completely screwed you guys up the game. That was
drastically, man.
Yeah, I still like when I saw that happen, because the Browns did actually really, really well, because they moved downfield really quickly, spiked the ball. I think it was 4 seconds to go. And then, pretty much they were like in field goal range, and like, okay, cool. So that last like 20 seconds of the game where they drove downfield, because they were out of timeouts as well. So you know, they had to quickly move.
Yeah.
They got there. And well done to the Browns. You know,
brilliant throwing by Flacco. Great over the Browns.
Yeah. But I mean, I wasn't that impressed with Flacco's performance. But in saying that, again,
that loss.
Yeah. But again, keeping the ball safe, move quickly, move fast, short movements. Make sure the people are with it, or you know, get out of bounds, or you know, whatever the case is. Get into position, spike the ball, done. Okay, let's you know, lock this up and go home, kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did. Yeah, brilliantly done. Okay, cool. Moving on to the next game, which was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus New York Jets, and the Buccaneers beat the Jets 29-27.
Yeah.
Very close game, that one. Nothing really much to discuss for the next couple of games.
Yeah. I like Justin Fields in that, but you know.
Yeah. Okay, then moving on to Los Angeles Chargers versus the Denver Broncos, another tight game. Chargers beating the Broncos 23-20.
Yeah, I'm disappointed that the Broncos didn't win.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, very, very, very tight game. Those games. Seattle Seahawks versus the New Orleans Saints, and the Seahawks beating the Saints 44-13.
Yeah,
the Seahawks had a beast of a game.
Yeah, Donald's
had that. He had a week 1 drought, and then all of a sudden it's like, I'm better than this.
Yeah, he's bringing the Seahawks up here, what he did with the Vikings guys.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. He's killing it now with the Seahawks.
Yeah,
I was actually very disappointed after week 1. I was like, Sam Darnold did not play like this for the Vikings. What's going on? He's back with the Vikings now, man.
Yeah.
Gracious. Then, very disappointing game as well, in the sense of did not see this coming. Chicago Bears versus the Dallas Cowboys, and the Bears beat the Cowboys 31-14.
Yeah.
The Bears really performed in that game.
Yeah.
Surprisingly well.
I'm happy. I'm
a Bears fan as well.
Yeah, I kind of like the Bears as a second team.
But the Cowboys was also showing something in the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think they flashed, decided that they wanted to prove something, and then it's kind of over now.
Now the Cowboy came out, saw a bear. Oh no! I'm out of bullets.
What's that song? But it's over. Must have been love, but it's over. Yeah. Yeah, I think the problems that people were expecting at the Cowboys are finally starting to emerge.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, maybe initially in the first like 2-3 weeks, or 2 weeks, kind of came out, they were like, okay, no, we're going to prove everybody wrong. We don't need Micah. Yeah, there's whatever you think's happening here, we're stronger than ever. We're going to make a run. Yeah, I do think they kind of flashed. That
was more of a pride flash.
Yeah,
and now it's like,
yeah. For me, this is the Cowboys that I'm expecting for the rest of the season.
If I'm remembering correctly, you guys are playing them now next year.
Yeah, this is
Micah versus Cowboys. Oh, that's gonna be a stunning game.
Yeah, Micah versus Dak Prescott.
Yeah, hey buddy, we used to run it together. Sir. Micah versus Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
I spit in you as well. But yeah, moving on to the next game, San Francisco 49ers versus the Arizona Cardinals. And this was a very shocking tight game.
Yeah.
49ers beating the Cardinals 16-15.
Yeah, I think Jones showing his state as a backup quarterback. Maybe dependability is not there. It should maybe suffering a little bit. Yeah, Cardinals doing fairly decent, losing the game. I mean, it was what it was. Bad luck to them, kind of thing.
Correctly, it was also one of those last second field goals.
Yeah,
win the game.
Yeah, surprising number of those types of
games
this week. Yeah,
it's mad. Those kind of games and special teams blocking or missing field goals.
Yeah. The special teams performance this week was like the big question mark.
Yeah.
This is the week of special teams.
Either this or that, man. Like, what is happening here? Yeah, that was hectic. Then moving on to the second last game, Monday Night Football. The New York Giants versus the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chiefs beating the Giants 22-9.
Yeah.
This is the Chiefs' first win this season.
And so that it's hopefully the only one that's...
This is the Chiefs' only win this season. But you backed the Giants in this game.
I did.
I backed the Chiefs. With the way Giants played last week too, I'm like, yeah, it's questionable. It's a possibility.
It is.
But I like I said to you, I don't think Chiefs is going to want to be 3-0. I will 0-3.
Yeah,
come on. They try to have something to prove.
They had to prove something. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, the Giants didn't quite put up the same kind of fight that they did in week 2.
Yeah.
Which I was hoping they'd bring. That type of...
If they did, we would have beat the Chiefs.
Yeah. Yeah, no, of course. I mean, look, I think the score is wider than what it should have been or could have been. But yeah, Chiefs getting their first win or their only win, hopefully, this season. But
so unfortunately, Giants are not nominated.
They lost their nomination.
We're moving on to the final game of the week. Monday Night Football again. Baltimore Ravens versus the Detroit Lions. Yeah, Lions beating the Ravens 38-30.
Yeah, this was a game. Exactly. Yeah,
this is a game to watch. So again, like we say every week, after week 1, week 2, as soon as this episode is finished, go and check out all the games. The episode, the video is on our YouTube channel.
Yeah,
go check it out.
But if you're picking one game, that's probably the game to watch. The Ravens Lions game.
It's the video's timestamped. They can just go. Click.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Ravens versus Lions.
Better, right?
I make it easy for them. See, yeah.
Well done.
Consider it for you guys.
Thank you, Murphy.
Yeah, but that was a very good game. Very back and forth.
Yeah, again as well. I'd say strength of team versus strength of team. You were kind of moving downfield, scoring. This team moves back down, scoring. It was a tough. Like each movement was tough. Like each yard gained was hard fought for, hard won. Literally back and forth. You score, I score. You score, I score. Tough getting down there, but you score, then struggle and
fight your way back,
and then I score, and then it was going back. Now it was that back and forth the like pretty much throughout the game. Lost pretty much the Lions basically taking in the last quarter. Derrick Henry,
which I was actually gonna bring it up. Like we said, this was a week for like special teams. Big question, missed kicks or lost second field goals.
Yeah,
it seemed like a week for pick sixes and fumble returns.
Yeah, I'd say running back. I mean that fumble was the critical turning point in the game.
It's then like a lot of these games is
fumble. It was a recovery. I think they ran it. No, it wasn't a pick return. So it wasn't a scoring return, but it then basically gave the ball back to the Lions, who then went on a
nice
drive,
Sunday cruise all the way through.
Ended up scoring, leaving basically the Ravens a touchdown behind, additional touchdown behind, and I mean Ravens just basically not being able to make up the difference. Lions taking next, pretty decent team.
My second team, so I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, the 8-point difference, just to reference, was came because when the Ravens did try to score, or when they did score a touchdown again, they went for the 2-pointer and didn't get it. Ended up being 8 points instead of 7. So it was effectively a touchdown difference. That fumble basically causing them the game,
which is unfortunate for them.
Yeah,
but fantastic for us. Awesome. But cool beans. Let's move on to our week 3 results and standings.
Online, right?
Sorry,
this is our little
our
predictions,
internal competition, and someone did not have a very good week.
No, I had a fantastic.
Someone did not have a pretty good week. I had a pretty decent week. I had 13 right, 3 wrong. You put 8 right, 8 wrong.
Was it 8? I thought it was worse than that.
No, it was 8. 8.
Yeah, it was 8. Okay. So I was 50% through the week.
Yeah. To my 13-3.
Yeah, it was a horrible week. Look, every team that I had picked to win,
that we disagreed with.
Based on our where we chose differently. Kind of disappointing. Disappointing me. Ravens not taking it. Giants falling out the wayside. Kind of not bringing the firepower that they had. Patriots. I mean, come on, guys. Costly mistake.
Terrible.
Bengals. Come on, Browning and the rest of the boys. Like, what were you doing? So there were a couple missed cues from my side. I'll humbly take the losses. It's I'll take my punishments. But I mean, this coming week, it's a new week. Exactly. Yeah.
So we'll have to see, but we'll get to our prediction. I'll get to our predictions.
Yeah.
As I was talking, I felt like my nose closed up. Yeah, so for week 3, I got basically everything correct except for the 3 games. Panthers beating the Falcons. I said the other way around. Browns beating the Packers, and then Bears beating the Cowboys. If those 3 teams had to win like they were meant to, like they're supposed to, I would have had a perfect season, a perfect week.
Yeah.
16 wins.
Well,
Son of a bitch, that was close.
but you can look on as my upcoming prediction week or week 4 is perfect week, and I'll love it in your face. Yeah. You could have had one, but I had one.
You briefly run through yours, eh? Or do you still want to?
No, I mean, like, look, so I mean, my week 3 results, yeah, pretty much got the same ones wrong that you did, and then the ones that
because we agreed with those ones.
yeah, and then the additional ones that I got wrong, Bengals over Vikings, Patriots over Steelers, Ravens over Lions, Giants over Bears, and Raiders over Commanders.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the Raiders Commanders game was a bit, 50-50 questionable, but
at that point the Bengals one was also questionable.
yeah. But I went with a bit of a gut feeling. I learned not to trust my gut anymore. So yeah, well,
The bigger the gap, the bigger the save.
but yeah, I guess that puts us into a week 3 standing so far.
Yeah.
Of
36, 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
6 behind.
Yeah.
It's not a problem.
no, you could come back next week.
Yeah.
I could get a lot wrong next week, and then
I mean, there's
but then again, I don't think we have that much difference next week.
yeah, I think it's for 3 games.
Yeah, I think possibly. Yeah. So you could come back up 36 and 33 at least.
Oh, that's also true. Yeah, but I mean, look, it's
It's week 4.
Yeah, it's week 4. It's still plenty of time.
Yeah.
Things can go horribly wrong for either one of us, and can go horribly right, or I mean, perfectly right for either one of us.
Yeah.
So, it's we'll see at the end. We'll see.
Heading for that week.
And unless we get to like week 12 or something, and it's like 200 and like 100 or something, then like, okay, at this point, like, I might as well just give up.
Oh, that's funny. That's jokes. Okay, cool. Moving on to our power rankings. Let us run through this quickly. So my power rankings are number 10, Baltimore Ravens, number 9, Philadelphia Eagles, number 8, Seattle Seahawks, number 7, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, number 6, San Francisco 49ers, number 5, bringing in to this week, Detroit Lions. They went in last week or the week before.
You had them in last week.
I added them in today.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you had them in last. Okay. Cool.
Number 4, Green Bay Packers. Number 3, Indianapolis Colts. Number 2, Los Angeles Chargers. And then number 1, again, Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, so going the other way around, starting at number 1, I've kept roughly the same picks. The low end of my rankings have changed slightly. But I've kept the Bulls at number 1. I love the Bulls. Number 2, I still got Ravens, and they lost.
Yeah.
I think they still played a hell of a game. Number 3, Packers. Just because I'm a Packers fan. So yeah.
I'm a Patriots fan. I didn't put them number 1.
Well, I didn't put the Packers number 1 either. But I can do it.
I've judged your power ranking as you were.
Number 4, Eagles. In all fairness, I do feel that I probably should lower them. I've kept them there for now. I'll probably be making an adjustment next week on them, depending on what happens this week. Number 5 is Rams, 6 Bucks, 7 Chargers. Moved the Lions up to number 8. I've got the Colts in at number 9 and the Seahawks at number 10. Cardinals dropped off.
Yeah, I took the Cardinals out. Don't know what about that. I remember taking Cardinals out, adding Lions. I took 2 or 3 teams up, and I can't for the life of me remember now while we're talking, because obviously it's not here anymore. No?
Yeah.
But Joe, anyway, almost finished. Let's move over to the AM Sideline Award.
Yes.
MVP of the week, my friend. Go for it. Tell the people the honorable mentions and who MVP.
All right. So we kind of had both Carson Wentz and Sam Darnold, QBs for each of their respective teams. Between those two choices, we ended up with Sam Darnold. 14 from 18 completions, 218 yards, 2 touchdowns. Basically taking the Seahawks to victory there.
Massive victory.
So, well done, Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold really performed that week. Carson Wentz as well really performed. That's why he's honorable mention.
Yeah.
But Sam Darnold, he had a very, very good game.
Yeah. And then I guess team of the week.
Honorable mentions, we have Seattle Seahawks and Carolina Panthers. Excuse me. But team of the week, we went to the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah. Interesting how I think in the last 3 weeks our MVP has been from the same
team of the week
as well as the team of the week.
Yeah,
getting dodgy. We need to evaluate some things here, you know.
But yeah, the Vikings just absolutely destroyed the Bengals, scoring 6 touchdowns, 2 of them rushing touchdowns, 2 of them passing, 1 fumble and 1 intercepting touchdown.
Yeah,
they just completely walked over.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of obvious. You watching the game, I mean, the Bengals didn't really.
I just realized you confused yourself now. I agreed with you, but you actually confused yourself for a second.
Did I?
You said MVP and team of the week is from the same player from the same team. Sam Darnold's not the Vikings anymore.
That's actually real true. Yeah, sorry.
You spun me as well. I'm like, yeah, shit. Okay, cool. I'm like, wait.
Yeah, as you guys know. So big correction. Darnold is not from the Vikings, and so the team of the week does not correlate with MVP of the week. My bad. Whoop-dees. I'm still in 2024.
You said last season. I know. Well, cool. Let's move over to the game of the week.
Yeah, I think we mentioned this earlier. I mean, just the level of play of both sides, the experience that was shown. Tough game.
Very, very tough.
Fairly high scoring. Given its the teams participating and how strong it was. But yeah, Ravens versus Lions. Yeah, the game to watch. You have only time for one game.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, videos on our YouTube channel, so please go check it out. Go watch the game. Very, very good game. Yeah, and definitely game of the week, man. There was a lot of possibilities for contenders, but we didn't actually add any honorable mention as that being primarily.
I think that showed the NFL the skill. I keep using the word skill, but it shows. It shows what strong or good NFL play is about. I think that's just a perfect. Yeah, and the teams are fairly balanced. It wasn't like there was an obvious winner coming out of that. Yeah, initially anyway. And that back and forth, kind of, and each yard gain being a struggle to get it, kind of thing.
It was an entire fight, man.
Yeah.
That was. But I just talking about what you said now, MVP being the same as team of the week.
Yeah.
I just realized now. Oh, excuse me, it's not actually because week 2 it wasn't. But game of the week tends to generally come from Monday Night Football. That's normally the most exciting game of the week, except for week 2 it was Cowboys and Giants. That was Thursday.
Yeah, are we talking on Monday or Monday Night Football?
As in Monday Night Football. It's our Tuesday.
Oh, okay, yeah. So actual Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
That's okay. MNF. Yeah.
It seems like that's the main event of that week.
Yes, I suppose, an
MMA event or a wrestling event, that's the MVP. That is the main event kind of thing.
Yeah,
it just feels like it.
Maybe it's the extra day or two, that teams have to rest.
Yeah,
and practice before getting into it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just gives them that extra.
Yeah. Yeah, because week 1 it was the Ravens versus the Bulls, also Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Now it's Ravens versus Lions, also Monday Night Football. The last week was Cowboys, Giants, which I think was Thursday Night Football. Oh,
yeah. So at least it's not the primetime slot, typical Sunday night primetime slot. Interesting observation. I mean, yeah.
I've noticed I'm very smart like that. But cool, let's.
Well, that we round of applause.
I'm a fast star. Okay, cool. Let's wrap this off with our MVP. Oh my god.
Prediction. Yeah.
Week 4 predictions. Where? Okay, cool. So I'm going to run through this quickly and run through mine. Then you can run through yours. It's basically very much the same.
Yeah. I think there's 3 differences. If we now go,
it could be at 3, maybe 4, but I think probably 3 here. So starting off, I have Seahawks over the Cardinals, Vikings over the Steelers, Commanders over the Falcons, Chargers over the Giants, Texans over the Titans, Buccaneers over the Eagles, Patriots over the Panthers. Please, Lord Jesus, Patriots over the Panthers. Bills over Saints, Lions over Browns, 49ers over the Jaguars, Colts over Rams, Bears over Raiders, Ravens over Chiefs. Please, Lord Jesus, always.
That's just the base level of
Packers over the Cowboys, Dolphins over Jets. Very controversial call, I must say.
Yeah.
And then Broncos over the Bengals.
Yeah. So we have different in 3. I'll get to them as we go, but we are okay. Very similar, except for the 3. Seahawks over Cardinals, Vikings over Steelers, Commanders over Falcons, Chargers over Giants, Texans over Titans. Then I've got Eagles over Bucks, where I think you went with Bucks over Eagles.
I'm looking for an upset.
Okay.
All mine, all the ones we differ, I'm looking for an upset in that game.
All right. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I've got, I guess, again, same as you. Patriots over Panthers, Bulls over Saints, Lions over Browns, 49ers over Jaguars. Then the other difference, Rams over Colts. Unfortunately, I went to the Colts this time.
Yeah.
This is maybe one of my
Your controversial call.
controversial things. I do rank personally. I feel the Rams are ranked slightly higher than I'd rate them slightly higher than
Well, they came close to beating Eagles last week.
Yeah. But I like the Colts, man. But yeah, so it's a bit of a sad call for me if I'm adding emotion into it. But
it might be right, because sad call for me last week when I said Steelers over the Patriots.
Yeah,
it turned out right, man.
Yeah. Okay, and then back to samesies. Bears over Raiders, Ravens over Chiefs. You had the Ravens over Chiefs as well, right? Then Packers over Cowboys.
This is a different one. Yeah.
This is the third difference is I've got Jets over Dolphins, and in this case it's largely just for me this is more a coin flip. I don't really know. It's a bit, but yeah,
it's both terrible at the moment.
Yeah,
both 0-3 at the moment.
Yeah, so at least one of the positive outcomes of this game is one of them is not going to be 0-3, or is not going to be on a losing streak anymore. Like, it gives them the opportunity, at least one of them, to.
They mean them tie, overtime, tie, overtime, tie. Okay, guys, we can't be here forever. Whoever throws the ball the highest wins.
But yeah, so only reason I think I went with the Jets was more
feelings for Justin Fields.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Jets are actually also scrambling for something different, and so I think they're gonna pull something out the can. Dolphins, I mean, I'm not kind of convinced that they're gonna do.
The only thing they're pulling is interception.
Yeah, maybe. So But yeah, so in the fourth quarter, last 3 minutes, yeah. So yeah, this is for me more 50-50. Yeah, like honestly, if the Dolphins come out and win this, like I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
It was a tough call, I think, personally for this one, and then definitely Broncos over Bengals. Yeah, as the last game,
100%. Yeah, it's basically exactly the same just for those 3 games.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what happens. Hey, maybe we could have a. Never mind, it won't happen because
yeah.
I was gonna say a tie, but yeah, it's not gonna happen.
There'll be at least one difference.
Between
if anything.
Hopefully, you can win this one.
Yeah.
I won week 1. We tied week 2. I won week 3.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for you, bro.
Oh, thank you.
That's why I'm choosing all the weaker teams, man.
I mean, you shouldn't. Hey man, listen.
I'm gonna choose the Cardinals over Seahawks.
The only way. We say this, but we kind of already know the outcome of the Seahawks, third Seahawks Cardinals game. So really 1-1. Yeah. But yeah. Then I've got to have proper competition. I can't say I beat you if you don't hit it. Yeah, exactly. Like that's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm trying to at the end of the day, when I do beat you, I don't want to hear excuses. But I threw the game, or I wasn't. I was trying to give you a chance, but I don't want excuses. I want the full. No, but then that's on you. I want the full. I want to go full market city. I want to beat the full markers.
It's gonna be so obvious when it's like Panthers over Bulls. Saints over the Ravens.
At that point, I shut the laptop and I was like, you know what? I'm out. Like this.
But yeah, guys, let's wrap this up. It was a fantastic episode. A lot of excitement, a lot of inspiration. But anyway, please like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And comment down below, man. We want to talk to you guys.
Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah.
Comments, feelings.
What's your predictions? What was your thoughts for week 3? What's your prediction for week 4?
Yeah, get your predictions in before the game starts.
Yeah.
So that we can,
that'll be week 5 now because week 4 already started.
Well, I mean, other than the Seahawks Cardinals game, the rest of the predictions are still there. So if you disagree with something, let us know prior to the time.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But also, my question in the beginning to Arnold, who do you think, out of the teams I listed earlier on, that has not won Super Bowl, who do you think will be most likely to win next? Let us know. Comment down below.
So your choices are Vikings, Lions, Chargers, Texans, Jaguars, Browns, Cardinals, Bengals, Falcons, Bills, Titans, and Panthers.
There we go. Let us know who do you guys think is going to win the Super Bowl next from those selections. Yeah. But yeah, that's it, boys. Or boy. Let's go, boy.
I mean, all of us in the circle. Seeing kumbaya. Yeah.
You wrap it up, my friend.
Cool. Then if we're done, I guess we'll see you next time.
From the sideline.
The AM Sideline Report, where you go to crew. Touchdowns and tackles, we give you the view. Huddle up, football fans, this show's for you. From the pregame hype to the final whistle, true.